My name is Zarina Mullah. I'm the former city advisor for Durban, working with the city on developing their climate action plans. I am currently working to support cities in Africa to implement these climate action plans. A lot of cities are already doing climate action planning in some way or the other. Sometimes it might be in a specific sector, sometimes it might be quite broad and ad hoc. And the first step is to understand basically a status quo or a strategic appraisal of where the city is at, who the key stakeholders are, what is national government doing in that space, what are the key policies and trends and goals in the climate change space, and that will help to understand where the gaps are and where cities need to move towards. For example, when I joined in the city of Durban, the city had a long history of climate action planning, but it wasn't put together in a document that set clear targets, roles and responsibilities, and timelines for action. So starting out, you need to ensure that you understand the status quo of climate action planning by doing a strategic appraisal, trying to map who the key stakeholders are, what is the current policies saying about climate change, who are the key stakeholders. But also it's really important to ensure that there's political will in the city when you're starting out, and that senior people are involved and are aware of the process and engaged in the process. And it's also important to start with a good team, a project team that are motivated and are willing and want to lead in this engagement and ensure that this climate action planning process is seen through.
My name is Michael Bankole, and I am a Deputy Director in the Lagos State Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources. I am the Head of Department of Climate Change and Environmental Planning here in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa. Here in Lagos, we consider climate change a very, very important phenomenon that should be tackled from the top to the bottom. When we signed up to the deadline 2020, and we know that we have to develop our climate action plan in conjunction with C40 and the experts that they employed and the city advisor Maximus. What we did was to do a strategic appraisal of all existing documents. What do we have in Lagos? Let's understand what we have on the ground, and then we can now identify who the stakeholders will be. Identify the necessary stakeholders running from the ministries, departments, and agencies of government. And then we also look at the civil society organizations that are climate change biased. We look at the academia in Lagos. We have Lagos State is blessed with both federal and state run institutions. So we looked at Lagos State University, we look at the University of Lagos, we look at the Lagos State Science and Technology. All these universities were also consulted, and we came together with the knowledge of the appraisal that we have done to now ask them, begin to deliberate over time of what we need to do, of the gaps, and what action that we need to take as a state.
You need to start now, and you need to start wherever you can start. But definitely you need to have a baseline, because it helps you to prioritize your intervention. It helps you to understand who are the most vulnerable people, and it helps you also to manage your resources, but also it gives you a wider analysis of the problem and how you can tackle the problem.